What is up, YouTube? JankyYGO here. My name is Michael, and today we have two new S-Force cards to talk about, and then we're also going to talk about a card called Guardian Chimera, and then that's going to do it for this video after that. But let's just jump into these three cards real fast. The first two cards are the S-Force cards called S-Force uh, Lapswell, which is a Fiend effect Light, level 6, 2400 attack, 2500 defense monsters. This one, right here on the left of. If this card is special summon, you can target one S-Force monster in your graveyard except yourself and special summon it. You can banish one S-Force card from your hand, destroy all uh, opponent's monsters in the same column as your S-Force monsters. So S-Force always care about the columns and stuff like that of where the S-Force cards are. So that's pretty neat. As for this card, I'm pretty sure they have ways to special summon this out. I don't remember off the top of my head. I remember I've played against S-Force like 2 or 3 times. I lost to it like once, and then I beat it like the other few times I played against it. And I'm pretty sure they have ways to summon out like monsters and stuff like that, regardless of level. So, getting this out, I believe, isn't too difficult. Um, but it's still pretty neat. And also this card right here, banishing kind of I believe they have ways to get him back banished. I might be wrong. Anyway, it's hard to evaluate this because I don't know a lot about the S Force cards. But it seems not terrible. Next up we got S Force Retroactive Warrior effect, light level 1, 0 attack and defense. So the one on the right over here. Its first, second, and third effects of this card's names can only be used once per turn each. If a monster you control will be used as link material for an S-Force monster, this card in your hand can also be used as material. During the main phase, quick effect, you're going to return this card to the hand, and if you do special summon one level 2 or higher S-Force monster from your hand. So that's how you can summon out S-Force Lapswell. Other way. Third effect, if S-Force monster you control would banish a card or cards from the hand to activate its effects, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. So this card replaces the downside of Lapswell. I think this card is pretty alright. It's fine. Um, it you can do some crazy plays and set up and stuff like that for it, which is pretty cool. Um, I think this card is better than this card, even though they do have really good synergy. Um, this is searchable through Rhoda and 1-for-1, and can be linked to someone using with your hand, which is really, really good. Overall, I do like these though, and I think they're both pretty cool. And then, so next up, and last for this video, because the next two videos are pretty much going to be on their own, and then we're going to wrap up with spoiler season finally. Guardian Chimera, level 9 Dark Beast, fusion effect, 3300 attack, 3300 defense, 3 monsters with different names, must be fusion summoned using monsters in your hand and field only as material, one each from each. Min, one from each. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this is fusion summoned by a spell effect, you can draw cards equal to the number of monsters used from your hand, and if you do, destroy cards equal to the number of monsters used in material from the field. Second effect, your opponent cannot target this card effects while you have polymerization in your graveyard. This card is a generic monster that allows you to maybe draw 2 cards and then pop a card, so you're not going as negative, because you still need to use a spell effect, and it still has to have cards that you have to use at least 2 from your at least 1 from your hand and 1 from field. in order to summon it, and it's still going to require maybe not polymerization, but it is going to require you to use some fusion spell to do it. So you're still gonna go. You're still needing at least 4 cards total to make this card, just to potentially draw a card, and then to kind of make up for it, and destroy their cards to also kind of make um sometimes you might draw 2 and then pop 1, or you might pop 2, draw 1. That's kind of always gonna be, those are your 2 options for the card. I think this card is pretty cool. Um, but you have to use 4 cards um and you have to use a spell effect to get the full benefit of it, so you have to use the full cards. You can't use a monster effect to get its benefit. Otherwise, you're just using, sure, you're using 1 less card, but then the issue is that you still use 3 cards for a monster that basically just can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects. If you have polymerization in your graveyard, that's what you're trying to, So, in my honest opinion, we'll have to wait and see whether the negative of using 4 cards to make this card is worth it or not. My personal opinion, probably not. Because this is more of a going second card, and you're gonna have to break a board with it. So, and only way that that's probably gonna happen is 1 didn't have hand traps, and 2 have like Dark Ruler no more. They're gonna break like their 2 most popular things, or their 2 biggest things are gonna stop you and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that basically it's just not worth it, in my opinion. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe I'm proven wrong. But that's going to do it for this video, and if it is your birthday today, happy birthday, and if you want to send me any cool deck profiles or replays, my email is in the description. I would love to see them, and of course, and as always, have a wonderful day.